The wall bracket shown consists of an I-bar AC and a horizontal strut BC. The I-bar and the strut are of hollow rectangular tubes with outside dimensions of 38 by 76 millimeters and a wall thickness of 3 mm. Their modulus of elasticity is 73 gigapascals. So you're given the length L, 1.5. Okay, this angle is 30 degrees. And what else? All joints are pin connected. Okay. So for the first question, what weight W can be safely applied so that the normal stress in the I-bar does not exceed 50 megapascal? So lagyan na natin ng pangalan ha. Ang sabi niya kasi yung AC daw, yun yung I-bar. Tapos yung BC yung strut. So para lang malinaw. Tapos, ang cross-section nila parehas, ganito. Yan. So, ito ay 38. Ito naman ay 76. Okay, tapos yung thickness ng wall, 3 mm. Okay. So, ano daw yung weight, maximum weight para yung normal stress sa I-bar hindi lalagpas ng 50. So, syempre, kailangan natin ma-relate yung magiging forces nila, no? Mga forces nila. So, actually, we can draw the free body diagram of the entire structure and we can say that meron ditong force, W, tapos meron ditong reaction, By, and Bx. Tapos meron din ditong reaction, AY, tapos kunwari, ganito yung reaction dito, AX. So, pwedeng ganyan. Or pwede rin actually tayong mag-analyze from the joint C dito. Actually, mas mabilis kung dito tayo mag-analyze, no? So, free body diagram ng joint C. Okay, so ito kunwari yung joint C. Okay, so meron tayo dito ang weight. Okay, tapos meron tayo dito ang member force na ano yan, AC, na PAC. Tapos dito rin, meron tayong member force, PBC. Ayan, tapos ito ay 30 degrees. Okay, so lagyan natin ng axis. Kunwari ito yung axis na to. Ito yung Y. Okay? So, here we can, dahil yung system of force niya is concurrent system lang, so we can just apply summation of forces, no? So, taking summation of forces, unahin ko na yung Y is equal to 0 kasi masasolve ko na kagad yung AC. So, we have PAC sine of 30, okay, minus W is equal to 0. So, yan. Okay? So, therefore, yung W natin is equal to PAC sine of 30. Now, because we are given an allowable stress for AC, ito, we can solve yung ano, yung allowable force niya, no? So, again, ito na sa gilid. Dapat yung stress sa AC ay hindi lalagpas sa allowable na 50. E ano ba ang stress sa AC? That is force sa AC over area ng AC. So meaning, yung force sa AC is just the product of 50 and the area. Ano ba yung area? So dito, kung babalikan natin yung cross-section, we can see that since 3 mm yan, we can define this height, yung inner area. So 76 minus 3 minus 3, that is 70. Okay, while ito naman, okay, so 38 minus 3, so minus 6, so 32. Okay, so ibig sabihin, ang area nung cross-section ay 76 by 38 minus 70 by 32. Okay, and that gives us the maximum allowed force in I bar AC. So that is 50 times 76 times 38 minus 70 times 32. So that is in kilonewton, or that is in Newton. In kilonewton, that is 32.4. So dapat hindi lalagpas yan yung force sa AC para hindi ma-exceed yung stress na 50. So therefore, the W based on that will be 32.4 times sine of 30. So W should be limited to, okay, it should be limited to 16.2 kilonewtons. And that would be our answer for number 1. Okay? Number 2, what weight can be safely applied so as not to exceed the allowable strain in the I bar of 0.002? Ano daw yung ano daw yung um, maximum weight para yung strain dun sa I-bar pa rin hanggang 0.002 lang. So strain pa rin ni AC is limited to 0.002. Okay, so once again, ano ulit yung strain? So that is the deformation over the length. Okay? So kapag sinimplify deformation ay PL over AE over L, magka-cancel lang yung L. So, ibig sabihin, yung formula for strain can be derived as P over AE. Okay? So, ito nga, kung gagamitin ko tong strain ni AC, dapat hindi yan lalagpas ng 0.002. And from here, we can once again define ano dapat yung force sa AC. Di ba? So, yung force sa AC should not exceed 0.002 times area. So, ganun ulit. Times E. So, yung E na binigay ay 73 gigapascals. So, 73,000. Okay, so PAC should not exceed. Okay, so 94,608, or that is in Newton, no? Or in kilonewton, that is 94.608 kilonewtons. And para masagot ulit natin yung W, ito pa rin naman yung relationship. Di ba? Yan pa rin yung relationship. Ayan. Okay, so therefore, W is equal to 94.608 times sine of 10. So W must be limited to 47.3 or 4 kilonewton. Okay, so that will be our answer. Yung una, 16.2. Now, for the third question, find the horizontal reaction at A if W is equal to 20 kilonewtons. So, ano daw yung horizontal reaction sa A? Bali, ito, hinahanap to. Okay? So, dito naman, ang binigay sa atin is what if daw yung W is 20? So, para maipakita ulit yon, let me just have another figure for number 3. Ayan. So, let me use the entire structure. So, ito, 20. So again, meron dito reaction. Okay, and then this measurement is 1.5 meter. This is 30 degrees. So napakasimple lang ng tanong sa number 3. We can just solve for this reaction kasi di ba sabi niya horizontal reaction eh. So meaning sa case natin yung AX. Okay, so para makuha yung AX, if you look at the figure, pag nag-moment ka sa B, kuha mo na kagad to, di ba? So pag nag-moment tayo sa B, iikot to. Ang moment arm mo ay ito. And then iikot to, ang moment arm natin ay ito. So kailangan pala natin to. Yan. Tawagin kong Y. So para makuha yan, we can just consider this right triangle. Yan. That's a right triangle. And may angle ka naman. So you can apply tangent function. So tangent of 30 would be equal to Y opposite over adjacent. So Y is 1.5 tangent of 30. So kahit wag na natin computein. Okay, basahin yung value ng Y. So now we are ready to take summation of moment at B to directly solve for the reaction AX. So taking summation of moment at B is equal to 0, assuming counterclockwise positive. We will have AX. Ang moment arm niya is yung Y, which is 1.5 tangent of 30. Okay? That's counterclockwise. Minus 20 times 1.5. That is clockwise. No? Ayan. Okay? And that is all equal to 0. So therefore, AX can now be calculated. And this gives us 43.30 kilonewtons. Sorry, hindi pala. Pag naging 1.2 to. 1.5. Ayan. So this gives us 34.64 kilonewtons. Okay? And that is letter A. Now, gusto ko lang din ipakita paano kung ano, hindi kasi natin na-analyze dito itong member na to. Pero paano kung kinopa-compute din yung itong member na to? So going back sa ano, dito sa relationship na to. Let me just copy this. Okay, so we already established that PAC or W is equal to PAC sine 30. So that means that PAC is W over sine 30. Diba? Ngayon, kapag nag-summation of forces naman tayo sa X, pakita ko lang. So we have negative PBC and then we have negative PAC cosine of 30 equals 0. Tapos kapag sinabshoot natin to dito, magiging negative PBC minus W over sine 30 times cosine 30. And from here, solving for PBC, that will give us negative W cosine 30 over sine 30. So the negative sign here indicates that wrong direction. So ibig sabihin, ang tamang direction pala, ang tamang direction ng PBC ay ganito. Ganyan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, looking at the members AC and BC, mapapansin natin na since si AC ay tama naman yung naging direction niya from earlier, di ba? Tama naman yung nakuha natin na values. Hindi naman, what I meant was, positive naman yung nakuha natin na PAC pag sinolve mo. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung assumption natin na ito ay away from the joint. So meaning itong member AC is subject to tension, no? While si BC is in compression. Okay, so ibig sabihin, going back sa original na figure, bali lumalabas pala ito na tension ang nararamdaman. While ito naman, compression ang nararamdaman. Okay? Kaya kung halimbawa lang, may mga instances kasi na bibigyan tayo ng mga allowable stresses na magkaiba. Bibigyan ka ng allowable stress sa compression, tapos iba din yung bibigay sa ng allowable stress sa tension. So, kailangan mong malaman muna kung ano ba yung nature ng actual stress ng particular member na yon para malaman mo kung ano yung dapat mong gamitin na allowable stress. Yung allowable stress ba sa tension or yung allowable stress ba sa compression. Okay? So we have to also identify that. Yun lang yung gusto kong sabihin dito. Kasi nagkataon sa item na to, hindi naman natin na pag-usapan yung isang member. Okay? So that's for PC. Okay? And then another point I would like to raise is itong member na to, member AC, uh, is actually an example of a two-force member. Yung actually parehas silang two-force member. So pag sinabi nating two-force member, ang gusto kong pumasok sa isip niyo diyan ay hindi ibig sabihin dalawa lang yung force. Hindi ganoon. Mali yung ganoon na definition ng two-force member. Ang ibig sabihin talaga ng two-force member ay sa member mo dalawa lang dalawang points lang merong forces. At yung resultant ng mga forces na yon will coincide or become collinear, no? So pakita natin. So let's say yung member AC, di ba ito yung member AC? Ayan. Okay? So alam natin na si member AC meron ditong reaction AY, tapos meron din dito AX. Okay? And because ano to, pin support din to nandito, no? Pin support to eh. Pin support din nandito. So malamang meron din ditong reactions. CY tsaka CX. Ayan. So as you can see, ito yung sinasabi ko na two-force member. Hindi ibig sabihin na dalawa lang yung force nag-act sa body. Ibig sabihin, dalawang points lang yung meron kang forces. Ito lang, tsaka ito. So ito kasi dalawang to, pwede naman yan makombine eh. Lipat ko lang to ha. Lipat lang natin pa. Yung AY. Lagay natin dito. So as you can see, yung AX tsaka AY, pwede mo makuha yung resultant nila. Yan. Reaction sa A. Tapos ganun din si C, pwede mo makuha yung resultant niya. Reaction sa C. And dapat ito mag-coincide. So yun yung the example ng two-force member. Okay? So that is what we call two-force member. Minsan nakakatulong sa atin na kapag na-identify natin na two-force member siya, mas dumadali yung analysis. Okay? So yung member BC, ganun din, two-force member din yan. Okay? Dito meron tayong BY, tapos meron tayong BX. Tapos dito, meron tayong reaction sa C. So dito, inassume ko na downward siya. No? So dito, pa-upward na siya. Okay? Tapos, yung CX natin, um, to the left. Okay? And maliban dyan, pwede nating ilagay dito kay member BC yung weight, yung W. No? So pwede natin ilagay dyan yung W. So yung weight natin na W, nandito rin yun. So nandito rin yun. Alright? So as you can see, lima yung forces acting on this member. Lima. Pero they are all acting on 2 points. So that's why this is also a two-force member. Okay? So that's the idea, no, ng two-force member. Anyway, that's how we solve this problem.